in a bid of this presentation, a competition is going on. So today, good morning everyone. Good morning sir, and good morning everyone. Today, as you know, that today is a presentation day, and we all have gathered here for the presentation. And today my topic will be like the most ongoing carnage between Russia and Ukraine. So the conflict between Russia and Ukraine, I will be thoroughly discussing it, and what are the impacts on India as well as on the world economy. So let's start with the history part, from where it all started. Actually, there was a name USSR, which disintegrated in 1991. And during that disintegration, Ukraine was formed, and many other parts were also formed. And in subsequent years, it was decided that the nuclear bomb that was left by Russia in Ukraine, in a memoranda, it was decided that they will dismantle. Ukraine has signed that nuclear non-proliferation treaty, and it was decided that they will dismantle all the nuclear weapons that was left by the Russia in Ukraine. And after the subsequent years, it was also decided that Ukraine, UK, and USA has decided that they will recognize Ukraine as a separatist and as sovereign countries, and that was all done. But in 2014, actually, this memorandum was broke by the Russia as they annexed Crimea. Actually, how they annexed Crimea? They, without their insignia of their nation, they surrounded the parliament, and they all together attacked on parliament, and they captured whole territory. And as they annexed Crimea, and later on, actually, Russia, if you look at the geographical portion, Moscow's just stay nearby to the NATO countries like Ukraine, and Ukraine is aspiring to join NATO, which is a North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Actually, NATO is a conglomeration, or it is a group of 30 European countries led by USA, and they have a fundamental principle that if any countries attack on any countries that who have joined the NATO countries, they all together will attack on the same countries to take the revenge. And if you look who all countries are in this NATO, means mostly the whole small countries who cannot foster or who cannot bolster their security concerns. So they have joined this big cooperation so that they can enhance their security. And actually, see first how Russia invaded Ukraine. Actually, this is a war disguised as a military actions taken in the Ukraine. And firstly, there is a two separate parts, that is Luhansk People Republic and Donetsk People Republic. So firstly, Russia give recognition to them, and they also said that they are persecuted by the Ukraine because of the neo-Nazi government, and also the Russian who was left during the integration in the Ukraine, they were also persecuted by the Ukraine government. So that's why they want to liberate them. So they just signed the instrument of accessions, and Russia invaded, which Russia has started amassing their soldiers from all three sides from the last 6 months, and they have already deployed approximately 2 lakh soldiers around the borders of Ukraine. And just on the 24th Feb 2022, Vladimir Putin, the Russian president, allowed their soldier to invade in the Ukraine. And just a minute after, you can see the carnage and the bloodshed and the shelling of bombs in the Ukraine. And the UNSC, International Court of Justice, had condemned this act, and they have altogether responded to Ukraine that Russia should stop this war military actions. So actually, see what Russia has used an article in which it is said that if any countries ask for military help, they can give their military help to that countries. And according to Russia, it is just a peacekeeping mission and demilitarizing Ukraine, because Moscow has a threat that once the NATO countries will come to their borders, that it will be security concern from them. And so they just want that Ukraine should not. They just want a buffer country between Russia and the West. So as you can see that even after the 6 month, the war is going on and the bloodshed, a lot of people has lost their life, and also a lot economic crisis is going on all over the country. So let's come to the economic crisis to all over the world and India. What is impact? So if you can see, Russia is the major producer of oils and natural gas. their major economy is run majorly by this oil and natural gas. So actually, see, in India, once this war started, share market collapsed, fuel prices means it touched the peak, and actually, see, we can see that is going higher and higher. The wheat production, the biggest grassland, steppe, that is situated in Ukraine. So that was also hampered by the Russian attack, and due to which we can feel that there is shortage of the food in all over the world, and that India is facing a huge crisis because their economy is also shrinking. We have raised from pandemic, and we can see this situation, and we will take some time to overcome. And also India is maintaining, it is approximately a dilemma for India and West and Russia, because India just want non-tending towards any countries, either West or Russia, because India just want to benefit from both the countries. In some factor, Russia is helping. In some factors, Ukraine is helping. West is helping. So India is just maintaining a neutral position rather than taking any side. So that's all from my side. Thank you.
Good morning to all of you. As you know that today is a presentation session in our institute, and my topic is IC engine, their parts and its function. IC engine is a heat engine which works either on a auto cycle or a diesel cycle. In this type of engine, combustion of fuel will occurs inside the engine and produce thrust which works on same component of the engine. Thrust and force also produced horizontal and vertical movement on the same component of the engine. There are many parts in a IC engine, but today we discuss some important parts. In which first is cylinder head. Cylinder head is generally made of cast iron, and it is fitted over the cylinder block. It is generally made of cast iron, okay, in which fuel injector, pot, valve and spark plug is mounted over it. Next is cylinder block. Cylinder block is also made of cast iron. In which cylinder head is a chamber in which ignition of charge happens with a stand pressure above the 5200 bars. Next is piston. Piston is generally made of aluminum. Aluminum is a good conductor and good for heat transfer. Good material for heat transfer. So we are mostly use aluminum for manufacturing and made pistons. The function of piston in an engine is transfer the energy which is produced inside the engine to connecting rod. And next is piston ring. Piston ring is generally made of from steel. And next is connecting rod. Connecting rod is generally made of aluminum and steel alloy. But in a current day, most of the connecting rod is made up from the T62024 and T6517075 aluminum alloy, because they are lighter in weight and also capable to bear high impact strength and strength. The function of connecting rod is transfer the reciprocal movement to the rotary motion in the engine. One side of the connecting rod is connected with the piston and another one is connected to the crankshaft. So next is crankshaft. Crankshaft is generally made of steel, and its function is also converting the reciprocating motion of the piston to the rotary motion. It is a rotary component of the engine. In all engines, the piston is connected through the crankshaft. The crankshaft is also made from the four major parts. First is main journal. Main journal, its usage is determine the movement of rotation. Second is crank pin. Its usage is connect the connecting rods one end. And third is way, sorry, I just forget. Next is spark plug. A spark plug is a basic thing and important thing of engine, because its function is producing the spark inside the engine. And there are two types of sparking in okay. So thank you so much.
Hello everyone, this is Ananya Shri and I would like to talk about the Sawan Mahotsav which has conducted in our coaching yesterday. These days as of Sawan and in our coaching on Sunday we have conducted Sawan Mahotsav to boost our morale especially. But yesterday what happened, let's talk about that also. We all people gathered, some of students don't participate, some of them has participated. But the main point is of our coaching is to boost your morale. That's why it's not about the winning and losing. There were lots of there was Mr. and Mrs. Sawan has been conducted by the ma'am. The one who will get will be Mr. Sawan and the girl will be Miss Sawan. So it's some of them have lose only we all know that only one can be a winner of anything. But ma'am already mentioned that it's not about your winning or losing. Yesterday many things has happened and especially with me also one incident I would like to talk about that. I don't used to do dance generally apart from my school. The last time I have danced in my school that was in class 4th or 5th. Just because I used to get hesitated especially in the groups of lots of people. But yesterday I danced. I get the morale booster that I can do that. I know in speaking I can speak but it's not about because everyone have a different perspective. How can they? Many of people can't speak, many of people can't sing, many of people can't do anything. But yesterday ma'am made me realize. I was saying that I won't go because I won't be able to dance, ma'am. I'll get hesitated. Ma'am told me you will be able to dance. Have faith in yourself. I go to the stage. I have danced once on Kajra Mohabbat Wala song. I get hesitated. I stopped the song and told ma'am I won't be able to do. Ma'am said me stop and dance again. Then I have stopped the song. I have changed the song. I have danced again and actually I was able to dance very well yesterday and that time I got the faith in myself. This coaching actually boosted a lot with my confidence, with dance skill and many other things. I got to know when you have a faith in yourself you can do anything. Basically Sawan Mahotsav, let's talk about that also. Sawan is the holiest month of the Hindus. It's conducted in the month of July till the month of August till the Raksha Bandhan. It is the religious month for especially Hindus. The ladies used to do Sawan Somvar. We all know about this. Sawan is something which is very much in Hindus. Everyone know about this. We used to do, there are lots of festivals used to be conducted in the month of Sawan. People used to do lots of pujas and all that. And especially Sawan, this is the festival of that. Like everyone used, apart from this, I need to talk about this. Everyone used to eat chicken, eggs, and non-veg. But in Sawan, each and every people stopped eating these things. Each and every. Look how religious we are that we stop eating just because of pujas. In Hindu culture, whenever it is about pujas or something else, we used to get serious and we used to be in that. It's not about like we used to get instructed by our parents. Don't. It's from our inside our heart that no, we don't have to eat this. We have it is in our mind. And Somvari is something which used to do a small girl to a big girl also. Even a boy used to do Somvari from a heart, from a faith. Mahadev. We all know. Boy used to be more into Mahadev. We all know it. Har Har Mahadev. They used to do in everyone. Savan, we used to have a milk to the Shivji. And one more thing I need to talk about this. Many people used to say, why you give milk to the sibling and all that. It's not, you used to waste those milk. But it's not about the wastage. It's about faith. You can waste a lot of money. People used to say you can give those money to the poor people or someone else. Huh, you can give, but it's from our heart that we are giving to the God. Why it always be pointing out in our culture only? So we need to talk about this because people always keep pointing about this. And Savan is something which is conducted for Savan Sombar. Thank you.
Uh, Good morning to all of you. Today's presentation session, I am a student of Pace Institute. So my topic is Cold War. So why Cold War was started in after World War II? Because because Adolf Hitler was surrendered and their Nazi government are surrendered. So America and USSR are two big superpower. So and their ideology are also different because America run on democratic government and USSR run on communist government. And that time USSR and USA are all two superpower. So and America and their Western Europe, they can allied each other and they can make army force. They can say NATO. So and USSR is against that because USSR are uh, develop their nuclear power and develop their missiles and develop their submarines, etc. And USA are also develop missiles, submarines and nuclear. So why is Cold War was started? Because of Germany surrender, and Germany divided into two parts. Berlin, because West Germany and East Germany. So and West Germany is a part of USA and East Germany is a part of USSR. And that time in why and they construct USSR can construct Berlin Wall because of some workers and talented person can go West Germany and they can work here, and some some talented person cannot work in East Germany and their economy are gradually down. So Berlin Wall was constructed by the USSR because and they can electrified also and after that and Cuba missile crashes. Why Cuba missile crashes are so that time USA President John F. Kennedy want to capture and invade in Cuba because of Cuba is a mineral based territory and Cuban president want to help USSR. He's give letter to please help me, and USSR give missiles and nuclear weapon and submarine to their Cuba, and they can support Cuba. USSR can support Cuba, and USA cannot invade in Cuba because of USSR. And Nikita Khrushchev was also support Cuba, and John F. Kennedy was killed in 1962 in USA because of USA cannot invade in Cuba. And after in 1945 to 1960 colonial country are independent because Britain, France and their Germany give freedom to colonial country like India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka, like, and most of the African country also independent. So that is the, and after also a space war are also happen, that is good space war, because because of development and scientific development and science are developed at that time. NASA and USA are both fight who first come in moon, who first go in the Mars, and who first go in the explore all the universe. After that, in 1989, USSR are broken part by part, and they make 15 country are broke that. So that is the Cold War, and thank you everyone.
Good morning, everyone. Today is, as we know, today is just, presentation session, and I'm talking about the Islamic headscarf because it is being the most religious, has been most polarizing debates in the recent past. So let's talk about it. In India, people just talk about religious obligations and all. We don't understand what it is really. So the Islamic headscarf. People are, girls, especially girls, are wearing it because they believe that it strengthens their beliefs and confidence. And it is the way of following their religion. So now I would like to tell about the two situations. The Aroza Parvez, she is a Kashmiri student and she has not worn the Islamic headscarf in her class 12 boards. And she was trolled online because she has not worn the Islamic headscarf. Whereas the Nadal Almak, a 21-year-old woman, she has been trolled by people because she was wearing the Islamic headscarf. So the common thing in the both situation is that both are criticized based on their choices. The Quran says that both men and women have to show modesty in their dresses. But they haven't told that what kind of modesty, which type of dresses. So it is not declared that you have to wear the Islamic headscarf. Another says that she wears the Islamic headscarf because it strengthens her confidence and spirituality. And it has been nowadays a political issue also. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nimit Singh, and my topic is Indian culture. So, what I mean by culture is that the way how society functions, and what do I mean by the functions part is that means in Indian culture, how the practices which are done by different group of people. So Indian culture, we all know that it is a very vast country which constitutes of different cultures, and it has 28 states and 8 union territories, which constitutes of many different cultures. We all know that many languages are spoken in different parts of our country. So, and every state has their unique functionality. By functionality, what I mean is every state has its own different means what do we call, food, different clothes, different types of clothes they wear, different languages. So, which shows that India is a very vast country, and it is very diverse in its nature. So, Indian culture is very vast, but nowadays what I feel is that our culture is being deprived because of we are focusing on or adapting more on the Western culture, so which I find is very bad. Every culture is unique in their aspect, so we should everyone follows, but that you as ancient times which were followed, now it's being less. So what I find is that according to means when we said see in ancient times the culture was main, but now we find that in cities which are more developed, that Western culture is more practiced. So this and Indian culture is very unique. It has a very vast area. India is the very fourth largest country. So Indian culture is very unique, and we all know that Hinduism, it's one of the religion practiced in India, major religion, what I can say. So Hindu religion, we can say in Indonesia they follow. So it's a very proud thing which we should say. But yeah, Indian culture is very vast. Yeah, we should respect Indian culture. Yeah, thank you.
Good morning, everyone. And today my topic is corruption, and I will explain you about what is corruption. Corruption is an unethical act or method which is used by people or a group of people by using their power of position or authority to gain some personal benefit. It is a very big social issue, has adversely affected the economy of the India and any other country. Corruption is an act, and it is a unethical method that is used for some benefits from the others. It has become one of the most big factors for the affecting the development of the individual and the country. It is like poison in the mind of the people, of the society, community, and the country. And it has also become a very big reason for the inequality in the community and the society. And corruption is a very old social malady, and it is coming from the ancient times. It has not born now. Corruption has always existed in the human society in different ways, and as we know that there are various forms and various cause of corruption, and I will explain you what one by one. And the first one is the increasing population day by day, a very vast size of population, combined with the illiteracy and the poor economic infrastructure, has led to the born of corruption to the public life. And the second one is big industrialist fund, and the politicians has to meet the high cost of elections, high price for the elections. And the third one is acceptance of people towards the corruption, and the big absence of public forum for the oppose of corruption has encouraged people. And the fourth one is emergence of political elite who believe in the inter-oriented programs rather than nationally oriented programs. And the policies are being made in the India are also responsible for the corruption. And the fourth one is nowadays people are changing by their thought and by their work. A very vast change in the mind of the people has also led to the corruption. Nowadays people are changing by their thought, and they disagree to the ethnic value and the morality of the life. Corruption is not only acceptance or giving a bribe. It is more than that. And I will explain you about how we can eradicate the corruption from our society. Eradication of corruption is only possible if people start to understand and believe the ethnic values and the morality in their life. As per my thing, the role of the politicians should be minimized, and there should be some laws made and implemented so strictly that there should be no room left for the corrupt officers, politicians and the bureaucrats. Bihar government has also passed some acts similar, like named as Right to Civil Act, and all the state government has also passed some acts and implemented so strictly that no government servant can make money. All government servants are very corrupted, and the politicians too. They demand a very high amount of money for any work and the settlement, and make the very speed money. And the Lok Jan Sabha bill was also passed by the both Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha in December 2013, which aims to deter corruption and protect the whistleblowers. Nowadays, many systematic efforts are being made in the current times to reduce the corruption, and many schemes are nowadays as in our daily life, like the black money and the impolishment of income tax, and 2015 the foreign black money seems like. And nowadays we are. Thank you everyone.
Hello, my name is Suranjan Pandey, and today my topic is all about spirituality. So, what is spirituality? Spirituality only means to contemplate, to introspect with yourself and know yourself better. And after knowing yourself, you can change it according to your will. Like you can change, or you can find that this is my good qualities and this is my bad qualities. And after knowing my bad qualities, I can change it. And this is called spirituality. And here I have to mention one thing, that spirituality and the religion is completely different. There is no connection in between these things. And I have to mention here that spirituality is for everyone. Everyone in the sense, every single one. It is not about 70s, 80s or 50s people. And I have to mention here that when you practice spirituality, I think you have to be soul consciousness. So what is soul consciousness? Like I think we also have the experience that when we visit any temple, the priest always says like please remove your shoes, your belt, your wallet outside of the temple. Why? Because that is made of leather. But what about this leather? It is also a leather. It is only means, it is a symbolic thing. It is only means remove your body consciousness outside, and when you enter, you are in a soul consciousness state. And when you are soul consciousness, you can easily connect with God. God in the sense, the superpower, supreme soul. And you can empower yourself with the help of the supreme soul. So that is spirituality. It is not related to the religion, because nowadays it is quite common that if I am spiritual, then I have to, someone connects me with the religion. So I think we have to practice spirituality because spirituality gives us the open field, but religion gives us the congested place, or I can say a boundary. So I think we have to practice spirituality for the betterment of the life, for the betterment of ourselves and the betterment of the future generation. So that is all about spirituality. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Diksha, and my presentation topic is Bihar. Okay. The retro and classical India. The area this is now Bihar. Bihar was considered as a center of power, culture, and learning. Bihar was the first state to consider Hindi as the national language of India. You know, the mother tongue of 99% of Bihari might not have been Hindi, but it served as a proof of nationalism of Bihari, and their preference of the country over the state. You know, Bihar was the first state, and Bihar was the first state, and you know Bihar history. Now Bihar history has served as a center. Bihar history has served as the history of India, and nowadays we follow history of Bihar for ages. You know Aryabhat. He is an astronomer and mathematician of Bihari. He gave the digit zero of the world. Without zero, no algebra, no arithmetic, no physical quantity, no boundary between positive and negative number. And most importantly, he gave the world, because of zero, nowadays because of computer. And you know, because of zero, we consider and we remember the number. Without zero, we are nothing. We are nothing to count. We are nothing to increase and decrease, and we are nothing to. We have nothing boundary to anything. And you know, world first university, Nalanda University. Nalanda University is situated in Bihar. And you know, in this university was also used so many foreigners to study, and he was the first university of Bihar. And you know, and Bodh Gaya, where Buddha attained enlightenment, and in Bodhi tree. And you know, Vikramshila Vishwavidyalaya. He is also situated in Bihar. Rajgir is also situated in Bihar. Because of these types of things, nowadays Bihar name is bright. And you know Madhubani painting. Madhubani painting is also famous all over the world. And because of Madhubani painting, all over the world knows Bihari. Because you know, in Madhubani painting, Bihari use Hindu deities, and they use a natural object like sun, moon, and also our plants like tulsi, and Hindu deities like our Hindu deities, and also use so many plants, so many bird and animals. Because of Madhubani painting all over the world, Biharis knows. And you know, and also you know, in Japan, I also want to work with Biharis with Madhubani painting. They want to introduce in Madhubani painting in Japan. And you know, Sesasuri. Sesasuri was in Sur Empire, and he was a Bihari, and he was made a longest road of the Indian continent. The road name is the Grand Trunk Road. And this is situated. This is started in Kolkata too, and ended in Peshawar. Now Peshawar is situated in Pakistan. And you also know, Sesasuri also introduced the rupee and custom duties. And also, after Republic, we also follow the rupee. And the president. You also know Dr. Rajendra Prasad. He was the first president of India, and he was also Bihari, and he was also Bihari and two term. Okay. And he used two terms of president. Thank you.
Hello everyone. First I introduce myself. My name is Pratap Kumar, and today's presentation. Most of us test the music in our homes from our guardians because of a little extra sleep. Okay, and today I am talk about the importance of sleep. Okay, if our body is deprived of sleep, it can lead many health problems. Uh, and sleep affects our mood, whether it can be in positive way or in negative way. And I think we all are agree on a fact that sleep makes us feel happy. Okay, that often we are craving for sleep, we are craving for a holiday or a break from our work just for catch up on our sleep. We should not forget the critical role of sleep in our lives. Sleeping serves as a protective as well as an adaptive function, and as it helps to preserve physical as well as mental energy, while at the same time it's repairing and restoring our bodies resources that can depleted after this toiling. We all have our own body clock that which operates on 24-hour cycle, and the biological attune makes us feel sleepy when it's dark, and awaken us when it's daylight. There is one way that to know the importance of an adequate sleep is to consider the consequences of time when we don't get enough sleep. And besides leading too much higher level of stress, sleep deprivation can lead many health problems like high blood pressure, hypertension, headaches, etc. etc. And it will be a major problem. And studies also reported that people who work in flexible shifts with irregular sleeps are at the high risk of cardiovascular disease such as high blood pressure, etc. And if we don't get enough sleep, our body will not perform well. If we haven't get enough sleep, we are prone to have much more irritability and lower level of tolerance. And here are some tricks that can be helpful for you, helpful for us, and avoid caffeine, avoid nicotine, avoid alcohols, and be regular on the same time daily basis, do exercise, and be keep a distance from electronic devices prior to go to bed. Okay, and the last I wanted to say that sleep is very essential for our lives, so we all should sleep enough. Thank you.
So good morning, sir, and good morning all the over present over here. So today's presentation session. So my topic is Zamindari system, and it is the part of Indian economic on the eve of independence. So Zamindari system is that it is started on 1793 and ended on 1951. And in this we know that there are lots of problems faced by the tillers, and in the Zamindari system there are role of three. There are three roles. First, government, and second, zamindars, and third, tillers. Means zamindars are the owner of land, and tillers are the landless labor, and government are the main of that. Government have give the permission to the zamindar that you have to you are the owner of land and you have to get work by the tillers. So in that we have seen that the tillers have faced lots of problem by zamindars, because the zamindars charge lots of money to the tillers, because tillers, they don't have land and they are landless. They do hard work, but they don't get that much money that they want. There are lots of tillers, they are died without food, and they are died without lots of things. They did not get that things that they want. And government have that, they have charged the fixed amount to the zamindars, and they get the money with zamindars, so they didn't disturb to the zamindars. But the zamindars had charged his minded money to tillers. He tell that he charged himself to the money with the tillers, and tillers have to pay because he have to farm, and he have a landless. But they are hard workers and they have do lots of work. So we know that in India their agriculture systems are very high. We have there are lots of farmers in India, and we all are from the farmers. So we know that how we have to do, how we have to work, how we have to do agriculture. But in that time, in 1793, we have faced not we have our culture have faced lots of problem, because they have the zamindars have charged lots of money to the tillers, and they are enjoying their life. But in that time, tillers are facing lots of problem, and there are lots of tillers in that time died. And not only in 1793, in between 1793 and 1951, there are lots of tillers that died because of food, because of money, because of lots of things that they did not want, that they didn't get by the zamindars, by the government. And the governments are didn't supporting to the tillers, because they have get their fixed amount by the zamindars, and zamindars are enjoying their luxurious life. So nowadays it is totally changed, because of our government. Now our government is also changed, and nowadays no they in the comparison of that zamindars, no now they are not like that zamindars. Nowadays there are tillers people also have a lots of land, and they are doing their own farming. So that is very good for tillers and government also, because the taxes are coming from the farming. Zamindars are keeping us, and they are not giving to the government. But nowadays they all have to pay tax for the government, because now the system of right now is very developing, and it is developed by the government, and it is not on, it is developed by the lots of things, because now education are high, and it is just developing by the education and the knowledgeable person. So I just want to say that with the comparison of that time and in this time, everything should be changed. Now the zamindari have not that much permission, and they have did not that much power that they can do anything to them. But in agriculture system nowadays also there are lots of problems. The government are not giving the sufficient amount to work for farmers. When they will give good amount to the farmers and good things to the farmers, then it will be good for our country, because they will do hard labor, and they will improve our agriculture, because nowadays agriculture are getting struck by people. So thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Today is presentation session, and I am discussing a very common topic, but it's very essential. Today my topic is rape. As I have mentioned, that it's a very common topic because that's what our government and our society is making it. They are only interested in the riots and in the religion, making controversies in the favor of religion and fraternity, which means brotherhood. But they are not interested in the very important topic that everyone should know is rape. Um, many people sitting here don't know that what is rape, but I will tell that he or she, when sexually molested by the other person, and that activity is called rape. In many foreign countries, the rape convicts are hanged to death in few days, but in India it takes few years for the convicts to get hanged. We can take the example of Nirbhaya case. It happened on 16 December 2012. It takes 7 years and 3 months to hang those victims to death by the government of India. Yesterday I was reading the newspaper, the Times of India, and there was one news where a 30-year-old woman was allegedly raped on Delhi station by the 5 men. She was only raped because she wanted a railway job, and they have said that we will provide you a railway job, and for that you have to just have a sexual connection with us. And she was not ready for that, and for this reason the 5 men raped her. As I mentioned, people are not aware of these things. They are only aware of the national politics which is going on in this world. To stop these things, first of all, our judicial system should be very strict. It's very low that it takes several years to give a justice to the poor victims who have suffered these types of things. It's not only the fault of the convict which have done, it's also the fault of the judicial system and the society, which make the rape victims feel ashamed. Why they have to feel ashamed? They have not done anything wrong. The only wrong is done by the convict who have done. They have to feel shameful for this reason. And because of this, they feel the guilt and they do a suicidal attempt. Many get successful in that and many get unsuccessful. And this reason led to the very devastating mind of the rape victims. So at last, I want to say that if we have to decrease the ratio of these cases in our country, then first of all, the judicial system should be very strict, so that whenever they do these types of things, they have fear in their minds, and they know what is the consequences they will face after doing these types of activity. Thank you.
Good morning to one and all present here. Today's today's presentation session, and my topic is failure. So I think everyone is failing. Everyone has faced some failure in his life. So the first thing is that how we should try to overcome from this. What are the things that we can do for get rid of this kind of evils? First, failures. We should take failure as an opportunity. No, don't take it as an means you can say failure as a means it will destroy our life. So first, as Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam has rightly remarked about failure, the full form of failure is first attempt in learning. When you are going to do something, when you are going to achieve something in every field, either career field, either in every sector, you will feel some failure. So at that point, you need to stop. You need to introspect yourself that I am going in a right way or not. The way in which I am doing our business is good or not. We should try to introspect as a failure. And that point, we need to keep our mind concentrate and focus. Means when you are working, either you are studying, either you are making any field, you will feel different kind of obstacles, embargo in your life. So how we get rid of this kind of evils? First, you need to keep calm on that aspect, on that position. And many people think that when we think about our failure, people will think about disappointment about me, that I am not doing well. So they will feel badness for us. So there is a thing that you need to remember in your mind. कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना, छोड़ो बेकार की बातें, कहीं बीत न जाए रहना. So don't think about other people. Think about yourself. Means they will not help us in every walk of life. Means there are only 2 or 3 persons. They will help you on every point of your life. You have to keep sympathy and empathy with that person, and then you need to take guidance from your elders. Sometimes we feel that when we become elder and we think that I am the whole and soul of my own destiny, means I am the creator and destroyer of my own destiny. But this is not true. You have lack of experience. You have lack of motivation. At that time when you will talk with elder members of your family, or you can say in society, that time you will feel some positiveness. And this will give you a better direction to go forward in your life. As I am going to recite a poem of Dr. Harivansh Rai Bachchan. लहरों से डर कर नौका पार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती. So I am going to recite that poem. नन्ही चींटी जब दाना लेकर चलती है, नन्ही चींटी जब दाना लेकर चलती है, चढ़ती दीवारों पर 100 बार फिसलती है, चढ़ती दीवारों पर 100 बार फिसलती है, चढ़कर गिरना गिरकर चढ़ना ना खड़ता है, आखिर उसकी मेहनत बेकार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती. अगली पंक्तियाँ बोलना चाहूँगा. डुबकिया सिंधु में गोताखोर लगाता है, डुबकिया सिंधु में गोताखोर लगाता है, जा जाकर खाली हाथ लौट कर आता है. मिलते नहीं सहज ही मोती गहरे पानी में, मिलते नहीं सहज ही मोती गहरे पानी में, बढ़ता दुगना उत्साह इसी हैरानी में, मुट्ठी उसकी खाली हर बार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की. लास्ट पंक्तियाँ बोलना चाहूँगा। असफलता एक चुनौती है, असफलता एक चुनौती है, इसे स्वीकार करो। क्या कमी रह गई देखो और सुधार करो। जब तक न सफल हो नींद चैन को त्यागो तुम, जब तक न सफल हो नींद चैन को त्यागो तुम। संघर्ष का मैदान छोड़कर मत भागो तुम। कुछ किए बिना ही जय जयकार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती। धन्यवाद।
So this was all from the PACE Institute. Our students have performed wonderfully. This practice session was completely live and we'll keep giving you good, but don't forget to like and subscribe our channel. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Okay guys.